Phases in the Paleolithic Age. The Paleolithic Age in India is divided into 3 phases in accordance with the type of stone tools used by the people and also according to the nature of climatic change. The first phase is called Early or Lower Paleolithic, the second Middle Paleolithic, and the third Upper Paleolithic. Until further and adequate information is available about the Bori artifacts, the first phase may be placed broadly between 600,000 and 150,000 BC, the second between 150,000 and 35,000 BC, and the third between 35,000 and 10,000 BC. However, between 35,000 and 1500 BC, tools relating to both Middle and Upper Paleolithic ages have been found in the Deccan Plateau. The Lower Paleolithic, or the Early Old Stone Age, covers the greater part of the Ice Age. The Early Old Stone Age may have begun in Africa around 2 million years ago, but in India, it is not older than 600,000 years. This date is given to Bori in Maharashtra, and this site is considered to be the earliest Lower Paleolithic site. People use hand axes, cleavers, and choppers. The axes found in India are more or less similar to those of Western Asia, Europe, and Africa. Stone tools were used largely for chopping, digging, and skinning. Early Old Stone Age sites have been found in the valley of River Sun, or Sohan in Punjab, now in Pakistan. Several sites have been found in Kashmir and the Thar Desert. Lower Paleolithic tools have also been found in the Balan Valley in UP and in the desert area of Didwana in Rajasthan. Didwana yielded not only Lower Paleolithic stone tools, but also those of the Middle and Upper Paleolithic ages. Chirki Navasa in Maharashtra has yielded as many as 2,000 tools, and those have also been found at several places in the south. Nagarjunakonda in Andhra Pradesh is an important site, and the caves and rock shelters of Bhimbetka near Bhopal also show features of the Lower Paleolithic age. The rock shelters may have served as seasonal camps for human beings. Hand axes have been found in a deposit of the time of the second Himalayan interglaciation, when the climate became less humid. The people of the Lower Stone Age seem to have principally been food gatherers. They took to small game hunting and lived also on fish and birds. The Early or Lower Stone Age in India may be associated with the people of the Homo sapiens group. The Middle Paleolithic industries were largely based upon flakes or small pieces of stone, which have been found in different parts of India with regional variations. The principal tools comprise blades, points, borers, and scrapers, all made of flakes. The geographical horizon of the Middle Paleolithic sites coincides roughly with that of the Lower Paleolithic sites. The artifacts of this age are found at several places on the river Narmada, and also at several places south of the Tungabhadra River. The Balan Valley, UP, which lies at the foothills of the Vindhyas, is rich in stone tools and animal fossils including cattle and deer. These remains relate to both the Lower and Middle Stone Ages. In the Upper Paleolithic phase, we find 566 sites in India. This may be due to the general presence of grassland, dotted with few trees. The climate was less humid, coinciding with the last phase of the Ice Age when the climate became comparatively warm. In the world context, it marks the appearance of new flint industries and men of the modern type, Homo sapiens sapiens. In India, we notice the use of blades and burins, which have been found in AP, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Central MP, Southern UP, Jharkhand, and adjoining areas. Caves and rock shelters for use by human beings in the Upper Paleolithic phase have been discovered at Bhimbetka, 45 km south of Bhopal. An Upper Paleolithic assemblage, characterized by comparatively large flakes, blades, burins, and scrapers, has also been found in the upper levels of the Gujarat sand dunes. The Mesolithic Age, hunters and herders. The Upper Paleolithic Age came to an end with the end of the Ice Age around 10,000 BC. It may be noted that the Pleistocene marked by a succession of ice ages coincided with the Paleolithic Age in the world context and lasted from 2 million years ago to 12,000 BC. And when it ended, the climate became warm and rainy. Climatic changes brought about changes in fauna and flora. Humans took advantage of adequate rainfall, dense vegetation, and forest. Since then, no major changes have appeared in climatic conditions. In 9000 BC began an intermediate stage in Stone Age culture, which is called the Mesolithic Age. It intervened as a transitional phase between the Paleolithic and the Neolithic or New Stone Ages. The Mesolithic people lived on hunting, fishing, and food gathering. At a later stage, they also domesticated animals. The first 3 occupations continued the Paleolithic practice, whereas the last developed in the Neolithic culture. Thus, the Mesolithic age marked a transitional phase in the mode of subsistence leading to animal husbandry. The characteristic tools of the Mesolithic age are microliths, or tiny tools. Mesolithic sites abound in Rajasthan, southern UP, central and eastern India, and also south of the river Krishna. Of them, Bagor in Rajasthan is very well excavated. It had a distinctive microlithic industry, and its inhabitants subsisted on hunting and pastoralism. The site remained occupied for 5,000 years from the 5th millennium BC onwards. Adamgarh in MP and Begor in Rajasthan provide the earliest evidence for the domestication of animals in the Indian part of the subcontinent. This could be around 5000 BC. The cultivation of plants around 7000–6000 BC is suggested in Rajasthan from a study of the deposits of Sampar, the former Salt Lake. So far, only a few finds of the Mesolithic age have been scientifically dated. The Mesolithic culture continued to be important, roughly from 9000 to 4000 BC, and undoubtedly paved the way for the rise of the Neolithic culture. Art in the Old Stone Age. The people of the Paleolithic and Mesolithic ages practiced painting. Prehistoric art appears at several places, but Bhimbetka in MP is a striking site. Situated in the Vindhyan range, 45 km south of Bhopal, it has over 500 painted rock shelters distributed in an area of 10 square kilometers. At Bhimbetka, the rock paintings extend from the Upper Paleolithic to the Mesolithic age, and in some series even up to recent times. However, a substantial number of rock shelters are associated with the Mesolithic occupation. Many birds, animals, and human beings are painted, and obviously most of the birds and animals that figure in the paintings were hunted for subsistence. Perching birds that live on grain do not figure in the earliest group of paintings. These paintings evidently belong to the hunting-gathering economy. Why did the Upper Paleolithic people practice art? It is argued that they did this for the sake of art. This would, however, suggest too much sophistication at a very early stage in human history. It is also said that they took to art and ritual to overcome social conflict. This may apply to a complex social structure which suffers from sharp social differentiation, which hardly existed in the Upper Paleolithic society. In all probability, people depicted various wild animals to ensure control over them, for hunting was their principal source of livelihood. Although we find some human male and female figures, animals of various types figure frequently. These animal painting rituals were realistic in the context of hunting. In the Harappan context, animal paintings become conventional. Animals continued to be depicted on the Harappan seals, although the people largely lived on the food they grew. Earliest human organization. How were humans organized socially? It is not clear whether they lived in a band or pre-band society. Bands were formed for hunting, and the maximum number of persons could be around 25. There could have been a form of alliance between various bands for mutual aid, and the number in such a large group would not have exceeded around 500. Rituals could have been conducted to ratify such an alliance. Eventually, the band turned into an exogamous group called clan in the Neolithic phase. Members of a clan would always marry outside the clan, but bands established mutual aid relationships. In the Upper Paleolithic phase, members of a band shared the fruits of hunting and food gathering in a society based on these occupations. Formation of bands and groups of bands may have been facilitated by the use of language, which seems to have originated in the Upper Paleolithic phase, and communication may have played an important role in keeping the people together. Chronology, BP, 4600 M years age of the Earth, 3500 minute years birth of life on Earth, 30 Memidus years. Appearance of the earliest humans, who were not very different from apes, on Earth. 6 Emet years appearance of hominids on Earth, southern and eastern Africa, 5.5:1. 5 Emet years appearance of Australopithecus on Earth. 2 Emet years skulls of Ramapithecus and Sivapithecus in the Potwar Plateau, in Pakistani Punjab, in the Siwalik Hill area. 2 Menor years lower Paleolithic age in Africa, 2-1. 5 Menor years appearance of Homo habilis on Earth, eastern and southern Africa, 1.8:1. 6 Men years appearance of Homo erectus on Earth, earliest stone hand axe, fire discovered, 230,000. 30,000 AMD years appearance of Homo sapiens on Earth, 115,000 years appearance of Homo sapiens sapiens, modern man, in southern Africa. BC2 M12,000 Pleistocene, Ice Age, 700,000, the skull of archaic Homo sapiens from the Narmada Valley. 34,000 fossils of Homo sapiens sapiens in Sri Lanka. 600,000, 150,000 lower Paleolithic age in India. 150,000, 35,000 Middle Paleolithic age in India, 50,000 origin of language, 35,000, 10,000 Upper Paleolithic age.